Hi, it's Michael Senoff with Michael Senoff's HardToFindSeminars.com. Here's a great interview on audio marketing. It's called How to Turn Your Audios into Lead Generators Even When Your Market is Narrow and Corporate. Scott's a pharmaceutical rep who's written a book and done a few audio interviews on sales and persuasion. He'd like to be able to use these audios as lead generators to get a consulting practice going. But because his niche market's very narrow, which is vice presidents of pharmaceutical companies, he's not sure how to do it. So he's come to me for some advice. In order to market to such a narrow niche, Scott really needs to do a little research to find out what's keeping this market up at night. If he can research and sell to the people's insecurities and help them solve a problem, they'll call him time and time again. And in this audio, you're going to hear all about it. You'll also hear how to make it easy for every mobile phone user to listen to your audio interviews. You'll learn some ideas for getting your audios promoted to other people's lists. You'll learn 3 strategic locations. You'll want to put your contact information in your audio interview. You'll learn how to capture contact information while qualifying prospects on your website. You'll learn safeguards you'll want to place in before you do any joint ventures. You'll learn how to find a good audio editor, where to look, how to describe the job, and how much you should expect to pay. You'll also learn how to sell experts on the ideas of doing an interview with you, especially if they're a little nervous about it being unscripted. Audio interviews are an incredible way to pre-sell you and your expertise, to build your credibility no matter what your market is like. And in this audio interview, you're going to hear some of my best ideas for turning your audios into lead generators that you need. Thanks for listening. Now let's get going. Okay, what do you want to sell?
So what I want to sell is I want to sell training programs, and I want to sell consulting.
And you want to specifically focus on the vice presidents of pharmaceutical companies?
Usually the people who are doing the buying, because they usually have the sales challenges and they're looking for new solutions.
All right. So this is a new project for you?
This is a new project. My day job is still, I am a salesperson in the pharmaceutical industry.
How is your track record as a pharmaceutical sales rep?
It's outstanding. It's very good.
Well, are you with one of the big pharmaceutical companies now?
Right. 3 years ago, I was with one of the biggest companies. They're the 3rd largest.
Which one?
That one was Sanofi Aventis. And the one I'm with right now, I'd almost rather not say because I'm still with them.
Okay, that's fine. How do you compare to other reps around the country? Are you number 1 guy?
Sure. So right now there's 400 people selling the same products. I'm number 3 right now in the country. But consistently, it's not always that high, but I'm consistently within the top 20%. And there's a little bit more to the background, too. So several years ago, my manager said, "How are you doing this?" And I said, "Well, I use a lot of what I learned about persuasion in graduate school." And she says, "Geez, could you do a presentation at our meeting?" I said, "Yes." That led to several more. The next thing you know, they were flying me in and out to train some of the people at the initial sales school. So I know that there's interest in the topic.
How many other trainings have you done?
I've probably done maybe 20 over the years.
And you did them for free?
Yeah, I do them as part of the company. I've done 2 paid ones so far.
What'd they pay you?
They pay me a couple $1,000, but again, it's in addition to the salary that they're already paying me.
So you felt kind of obligated to do it as a team player?
Yeah, it's sort of fun for me. I like doing it. I think it's a valuable topic.
Did you ever record any of the trainings?
I have, but the recording quality is horrible.
Is there an opportunity for you to do more trainings?
Yeah.
And even though you're in front of their people, could you get the rights to it? Like say, look, I don't mind doing these trainings for you, but I'd like to record these and have the rights to use them for whatever.
I could do that, and I've got a couple coming up from companies that are not my own company, so I can talk rights to those as well.
If you can get the rights to do these trainings and keep doing them and pay a videographer to come in and have a microphone on you and have them videotape you, or video and audio, and that may be the product, especially if you can have the rights and say, hey, this is me right here training employees from X, and if you can use the name, that's good proof element and credibility if you're able to use the pharmaceutical company's name, and then start selling those trainings. I mean, you can sell consulting and that's fine, the one-on-one stuff, that's going to eat up your time. I think you should develop these trainings of you doing them in front of these people, or are you doing PowerPoint presentations with this?
Yeah.
So you could take all that and put that online, then you have a product that you can market and hustle, and it takes you out of the picture, and you're not out flying all over the country doing these physical trainings for the rest of your life. You can do them for a year and really nail down and collect maybe the best 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 10 of them and have the rights to duplicate those, and then you got something with some real meat to sell.
Let me throw a couple other things in here that may be relevant. So right now I have a book, too. I have a self-published book, and where I'm at with this right now is I'm actually getting people that are calling me up and saying, hey, Scott, we know that you do this. We're interested in having you in next year during our sessions, and so we're talking about possibly consulting. Now, some of these consulting things with these companies, we're talking about $50,000, $60,000 if you can solve a tough problem. So the training is nice. So I love the idea of having passive income and an audio product that I can sell online, but we're talking about a very narrow niche that is highly competitive. So probably where the money would be for me, and believe me, I've researched this inside and out, would be in the consulting. And the training itself, the getting in front of people for an hour and talking about persuasion, that's sort of a means to get to the consulting end. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. If you're comfortable and you like it and that sounds like great money, go for it.
Yeah, so now what I'm interested in is I'm kind of getting these feelers out there. So I have some audio recordings with experts in my industry based on your advice, by the way. And so I'm getting people that are sort of calling, and I like that. But my interest is really finding out how you're taking your audio and getting it out there and turning that audio that may be on iTunes or maybe somewhere on the internet, turning that into a phone call. So a vice president of sales at a company calls me up and says, would you do this for us?
Yeah, okay. People are listening to your audios and you're getting inquiries, correct?
Yeah.
And the real money, from what I understand you saying, is these consulting gigs. These people calling, are they potential clients for consulting gigs?
Very few of them are. They're usually one level removed. So some of these guys can make decisions about having me come in and do, for example, a $5,000 training, but it's usually their boss that can make the decision about, wow, this guy's got something here, and we can use this to make $1 million if we pay him $50,000.
All right, so why are they calling you?
Sometimes they're referrals. So, for example, a lot of my friends in this industry have kind of become decision makers. And so they talk amongst themselves, and one guy will talk to the other guy, and they'll say, hey, you know, Scott has a lot of interesting stuff on persuasion, and the guy I don't know will say, oh, that's interesting. The guy will say, hey, you should give him a call. Here's his number. So it's usually word of mouth, but the audio recordings have led to that word of mouth. So the guys I know brings my name up because maybe he's just heard one of my audio recordings or he's just received an email off of my autoresponder with some interesting ideas on the topic.
Hi, it's Michael Senoff with HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching this video. You know, many of my interviews last 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, sometimes even up to 2.5 hours long. They're actual mini seminars, and you've just listened to a short sample of just one of over 117 hours of exciting, hard-hitting, mind-blowing interviews on how to make money in direct mail, advertising, copywriting. I assure you, there is not a resource anywhere on the internet or on the planet that comes close to the free information I provide at HardToFindSeminars.com. So go right now to HardToFindSeminars.com and you'll have free access to 117 hours of audio interviews with typed word-for-word downloadable transcripts and downloadable MP3 files. Please browse some more of the videos or go right directly to HardToFindSeminars.com. Thanks for watching.